Hi, this is Steve at PlayStationWorld.co. I am showing you how to get the Untouchable trophy in this video. It's part of the co-op missions, there's a trophy involved in there, and you will be flying a chopper. It's completely random, it'll either be you or your partner flying a chopper. It's much easier to gun, it must be said. Flying this thing is not easy. However, it only took us an hour to get the trophy, so it weren't too bad. So we are going to show you it flying the chopper, as this is definitely the toughest part about it. At the end of the video, after the credits, I'll show you a bit of gunning and give you a few tips, but the gunning part is really easy. So as you can see, we're flying over now. We've got a men below and we're giving them some chopper support. Now when you've got some big enemies on the screen which you want to take out, an orange square will come up highlighting them. Whenever that comes up, that becomes your primary focus. So you can also shoot while flying. It's either L1 or R1, I forgot. But yeah, just get that crosshair on your target and then fly towards it and press fire, and you can also help out the gunner. So the best thing to do when flying is just try and stay level. As you can see, I'm near level. You got 5 up and 5 below. So where we are here with no number, we are level, and we can kind of stay slow and just hover. Now if you go down like I am now, that will move you forward, and you press R2 to gain some height, and you press L2 to descend. If you go up towards 5 like I'm doing now, you will point up to the sky, and if you press R2 you'll start to move backwards or slow yourself down. That's basically how you accelerate and brake. You don't really need to go beyond 10 either way. If you do, then you're going to get yourself into some sticky situations. So the first thing you come across is these 2 mortars. As you can see, we just easily took those 2 out. I just let the gunner do that, I don't really fire at it. But once you've took those 2 out, it gets a little difficult if you're not watching a video, because you don't know where the enemies are coming from. So what we found out is just keep an eye on your men below, the blue arrows. Wherever they are, there's enemies nearby. It may not be clear in this video where they are or what direction they're going to be next, but like I said, just look out for the blue arrows. The enemies are going to be near there. I do give you some hints and tips as a gunner at the end. I will give you a few now. So when you're gunning, you can press L1 and it'll go into like a UV mode where the screen goes grey and it highlights anything that you can shoot, like enemies or cars, and that's really helpful. So that is what you'll use as a gunner, to find where the enemies are. So it's the flyer's job to find those blue arrows, as I've done now, and then the gunner can easily see the enemies. It's also good staying at a distance, so get up high, hover quite far below. As you can see, we've got rid of a few enemies there. Now we've got 2 more targets, so that becomes your focus. As you just seen, if you do get hit, it can go out of control. That was an RPG hit. Later on in the level, you're going to get some AA guns after you. They are the real pain. They cause a lot of damage, and they just put you off course. I found it really hard to fly this thing as they were firing at me. I've just changed view there, accidental. You push R3 to do that. I think it's much harder like that. I don't recommend it. So once you took out the RPG and the other target, you've got some more men. What the gunner can do as well is press select to highlight them to the flyer. So, well, pilot. So you should be pressing select all the time. When I was a gunner trying to do this, I was pressing select all the time at this point, because it highlights any enemies, even if I couldn't see them. Another tip for a gunner is when you're in the UV mode and the screen, it's highlighting the enemies, you can't turn that well, so you need to come out of that, so you're back to the normal view, and then you can easily turn and look for your next targets. It took us a while to find out that, but once we found out that first time, we then got the trophies, so it's quite important to understand that. You'll see more in the clip at the end after the credits. So as you can see, we're just taking out some more enemies. They're not too far away from the blue triangles, so whenever you haven't got a target, stick around them. I wasn't the best flyer, and ooh, that was close. Yeah, I wasn't the best flyer, but like I said, we got the job done. Your first few goes, you just want to get used to flying. The hard thing is that it's random, so it's either going to be you or your partner. this can take a few goes for you both to get used to it. But the gunning, you're probably going to get used to that on the first go. It's really not that difficult. But the flying, it's kind of, I don't know, for me it's completely different to Bad Company 2, which is the last game I played. The choppers on that were really easy to fly. I'm not really looking forward to getting online with this. There's not really much more to tell you really now. You've just got to watch the video. Like, just keep stressing at this situation. I've got no targets. Just keep flying there where you see blue triangles, because they're your men, and the reason they can't move forward is because there's enemies. So you need to fly near them so your partner can get rid of those enemies. Obviously coordinate with each other, talk to each other, and you'll work through it. Now, I haven't even discussed the trophy yet. So the trophy itself you get for not using the fire extinguisher. So what happens is, if you get hit too much, so from the RPGs or the AA turrets, you're gonna enter like a critical situation where the chopper's on fire, and you're gonna need to use the fire extinguisher to put that out. If you use that fire extinguisher, you can still complete the level, but you will not complete it and earn the trophy. As it states, you've got to complete the level without using the fire extinguisher. So I've got some more targets on the screen now. Take me a while to turn around to it, but like I said, whenever you get that target, that's your primary focus. You need to get rid of it, because those targets are onto you. Don't really think there's much more I can tell you now. You've got to watch the video, see for yourself how we take out the targets. You'll notice that we always get at a distance. What I'll do myself is, when we get these two squares, I will aim my crosshair at them. I'll then fly over them while firing. And what Raddy will be doing, who is my partner, he'll also be shooting at them. There's a few close calls in this video. I think we got a little bit lucky. It should really take you no more than an hour to do. You both get used to it, and you should fly through it. So I'll leave you with the video for now, and I'll commentate a little bit on the footage we have at the end for the gun. Thanks for watching. I'm back, but this time as the gunner. So I've already mentioned all the tips that you really need to be in a gunner. So use this view to locate enemies near the blue arrows, and then change view, which you'll see in a minute, so it highlights the enemies you can shoot them. The only other thing to mention is you can press triangle to go and use a guided rocket. Now that's very handy for targets like this. The mortars you don't really need it for. They're not really dangerous, so you'll just get rid of them with your gun. And once you press triangle, it will have to lock, and once it's locked you fire it. You get one every so often. Use them on further targets and you'll have no problem. Thanks for watching, and visit www.playstationworld.co.